What is up, guys? I'm Freddy here. Sorry, Freddy37 here. And welcome back to the read. And before we start this read, I would like to do a shout out to Atomic Comics. This May 6th, Free Comic Book Day is this Saturday. And this is what hourly door prizes, our biggest discounts of the year. Meet the Stormtroopers of the 51st. On the 500 is whatever. On the 51st century. But anyways, so like 1950s when this first Star Wars movie when the Star movies came out. But anyway, that's beyond the point. It's May 6, 2017. It's on 420 South Steel Street. And if you guys want, rewind the video, I'll say it again. It's 420 South Steel Street. And the phone number is 253-472-1908. And the special hours is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And here's the thing. Bring a friend. Join the fun. Sorry, I can't help myself. I love doing that. But my point is, it's in Tacoma. It's a wonderful small shop. I mean, I usually go there. I go there with my parents. I go there a lot. And the hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But be there early. Like, show there around 9:30. 9:30-ish. And, ooh, that reminds me. Bring a piece of paper. Or print off something from the channel. And you can get a sign off. You get a signed from me. Because I will be there on May 6th for Free Comic Book Day at, well, they usually open at 11, but they're open at 10 today. So I recommend to get there early because it's really crowded when it goes there. And so show up like around 9:30, the best, and you can meet me, meet my sister. Well, out of my 3 sisters, I think. Yeah. You can meet my dad, you can meet me, you can get a photo, and a signed picture from me. I will see you guys there. I hope I see you guys there. Bring a friend. Join the fun. And it's Free Comic Book Day, so they will have free comics, prizes, and you can meet Stormtroopers from the 51st century, which will be so awesome! May 6th, this Saturday. Clear your calendars. Mark your day there. And that is that. I know I'm not sponsoring them, but no, it's not a paid sponsor, but I just love that comic book store. It's a good store. The customer service is amazing. The owner's a really nice guy. It's really nice there. Yeah, they're really good people. All right, back to chapter 2 of The Silver Eyes, and I will try to finish this as soon as I can before book 2 comes out. The sequel, the twisted one. They kept going until they could see their cars again, up ahead in the darkness. Sorry, guys, I hoped there would at least be something familiar, Carlton said exhaustedly, looking back to make sure they hadn't missed anything. Yeah, Charlie said. She had known it would be, but seeing that Freddy's had been razed to the ground was still a shock. It was so paramount sometimes in her mind that she wanted to get rid of it. She wanted to scrub the memories, good and bad, from her head, as if they had never been. Now someone had scrubbed it from the landscape, and it felt like violation. It should have been up to her, right? She thought, because you had the money to buy it and preserve it, like Aunt Jen did with the house. Charlie, John was saying Charlie her name, and sounded like he was repeating it. Sorry, she said. What were you saying? Do you want to go inside? Jessica asked. Charlie was surprised. They were only concerning this, but then again, none of them was usually prone to criminal activity. The thought was a release, and took a deep breath, speaking. Exhale. Why not? She said, almost laughing. She hefted the flashlight. Her arms were getting tired. Anyone else want a turn? She waved it back and forth like a pendulum. Carlton grabbed it and took a moment to appreciate its weight. Why is it so heavy? He said, passing it off to John. Here you go. It's a police flashlight, Charlie said absently. You can hit people with it. That's actually true. Sorry, but I would like to tell you guys something. Wow, how come? Because sometimes police officers, all they don't have their taser or anything. Like a night guard at a museum. All they have is just their flashlight. They go around, they find somebody, they hit him with the flashlight, it will knock him out, and you just call backup. That's how come. Because there's been a lot of officers that happen. Anyway, back to the book. Jessica wrinkled her nose. You aunt really wasn't kidding around, huh? Ever used it? Not yet, Charlie winked. And to make a half-threatening glance at John, who returned an uncertain half-smile, unsure how to react. The wide entrance were sealed with hammered metal doors. No doubt intended to be temporary until construction was finished. Still, it wasn't difficult to find a way in since many large mounds of gravel and sand scaled the walls, leading right up to the edges of the large gaping windows. Not trying hard to keep people out, John said. Wait. Oh yeah, I know what happens. I finished the book already, but still. What's anyone going to steal? Charlie said, staring at the blank towering the walls. They climbed the hill slowly, the gravel shifting and sliding beneath their feet. As they went, Carlton reached the window first and peered through. Jessica looked over his shoulder. Can we drop down? John asked. Yes, said Carlton. No, Jessica said priestly at the same time. I'll go, Charlie said. She felt reckless without looking, though, to see how far the fall was. She put her feet through the opening and let herself drop. She landed, knees, bent impact rocked her, but it did not hurt. She looked up at her friends, staring down. Oh, hang on, Charlie called, pulling out a short stepladder from a nearby and setting it under the window. Okay, she said. Come on. They dropped down one by one and looked around them. Inside was an atrium, or maybe it would have become a food court, with metal benches and plastic tables scattered around some bolted to the floor. The ceiling rose up high above them with a glass roof where they could see the stars peering down at them. Very post-apocalyptic, Charlie joked, her voice echoing in the open space. Jessica sang a brief, wordless scale, suddenly startling them all into silence. Her voice rang out pure and clear, something beautiful in the intents. Very nice, but let's not call too much attention to ourselves, John said. Right, Jessica said, still very happy with herself. As they walked on, Carlton swept and took her arm. Your voice is amazing, he said. It's just good optics, Jessica said, tempting humanly but not meaning a word of it. They walked the empty halls, peering into each of the massive cavities where a department store might have been. Some parts of the mall had been almost finished, while others were in shambles. Some hallways were littered with piles of dusty concrete bricks and stacks of wood. Others were lined with glass-paneled storefronts, lights hanging in perfect rows above their heads. It looks like a lost city, John said. Like Pompeii, Jessica said. Just without the volcano. Oh my god. Scott, if you're watching this, you and Korea Breed Worsley, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but you guys made a good, excellent book. And I see you added your horrorness, like, from the book, and you added some comedy to it, like the Pompeii. That was funny. And it gets a little funny. There's some funny parts, and there's some, like, what? In this book. I should know. No, Charlie said. There's nothing here. The whole place had a sterile feel to it. It was abandoned. It had never sustained life at all. She looked in a store window across from her, one of the few with glass, wondering what would have been displayed, she imagined. Mannequins dressed in bright clothing, but when she tried to picture them, all she could see were blank faces, concealing something she suddenly felt out of place, unwelcomed by the building itself. Charlie began to feel restless. Some of the luster wearing off the adventures they had come to Freddy's was gone, and so was the shrine she had kept in her thoughts. She could still find Michael playing where she last saw him. John stopped suddenly, turning off the flashlight as carefully as he could. But he put a finger to his lips, motioning for silence. He gestured back the way they had come. In the distance, they saw a small light bobbing in the darkness, like a ship in the fog. Someone else is here. Sorry. Someone else is here, he said. He hissed. A night guard, maybe? Carlton whispered. Why would an abandoned building need a guard? Charlie wondered. That's a good question. When I first read the book, I was like, oh, cool. Oh, cool, they're at Freddy's. Going, wait a minute, none of that. But it's a really amazing book. I was shocked and so excited that they were making a sequel to this book. Because how they ended it is like, oh my god, could there be a sequel? Could there? Because I know Scott likes to make money, and of course it helps us learn the secrets, and it's like another thing about Five Nights at Freddy's. A nice book series. Which, Scott, if you're like listening or watching my channel, I am honored, and please do a whole book series. Please. Because this would be a huge hit. Especially with the movies. Especially with the movie with Blumhouse instead of... But anyways, kids probably come here to party, Carlton said, then grinned. I would have to come here to party too if I'd known about it, or if I partied. Okay, well, let's backtrack. Slowly, John said. Jessica. John started, then made a zip-it motion across his lips. They continued down the hallway, this time with only the dimmer light of Carlton's keychain. Wait, Jessica stopped with a whisper, looking intently at the walls surrounding them. Something's not right. Yeah, no giant pretzels. I know. Carlton seems sincere. Jessica waved a hand at him impatiently. No, something isn't right about this. Exterior. She took several steps back, trying to see the whole of it. Something is differently not right, she repeated. It's bigger on the outside, bigger on the inside. It's bigger on the outside, bigger on the outside. Charlie repeated, sounding puzzled. I mean, there's a big difference between where the inside wall is and where the outside wall is. Look. Jessica ran along a length of a wall between where two stores would have been.
Oops! You're dead! Ooh, wait. Does that mean I'm dead? Get up, Bruce! Get up!
Sorry. There would have been a store here and a store there. John pointed to the obvious, not understanding the problem. But there's something in the middle, Jessica exclaimed, beating her hands against an empty portion of the wall. This part juts out into the parking lot, like the stores on each side. But there's no way into it. You're right, Charlie started, walking toward Jessica, studying the walls. There should be another entrance here. And Jessica dropped her voice so that only Charlie could hear her. About the same size as Freddy's, don't you think? Charlie's eyes widened and she took a quick step back from Jessica. What are you two whispering about? Carlton stepped closer. We're talking about you, Jessica said sharply, and they walked into one vacant department store that seemed to sandwich the sealed place. Come on, she said. Let's take a look. They started humming the walls as a group clustered around the tiny light. Charlie was not sure what to hope for. Aunt Jan had warned her about coming back. She didn't encourage Charlie to skip the memorial. Not directly, but she wasn't pleased that she was returning to Hurricane. Just be careful, she had said. Some memories are best undisturbed. Whoa. Some memories are best left undisturbed. Some things are best forgotten. Or some things are best forgotten. Some things are best forgotten. And yes, I am seriously putting my hand on the book and seriously slapping it. Scott, are you trying to fool me? Or is it that the box? The box. You guys probably know exactly what I'm not talking about. But, the box. I'll be right back.